headquarters, 1941 Madison Avenue. Took a while for him to answer the phone, but a brother finally answered the phone. And I asked, when was the church going to open back up to the members for in-person sessions, classes, like in times past? You know what he said? He doesn't know. There's no definite date. How long are the current members of the ICGJC, how long are y'all going to remain simple and keep paying your tithes to this church? It would be bad enough to pay 10% tithe. You can't even enter it, but y'all are paying 20% tithe. Something that y'all are commanded by men to do, but not commanded by God. The original 10 has always been 10%. That 20% was greed that Tazadaki implemented to get more members, to get more monies out of the members. Okay? Get more money out of the members. And some of y'all are still simple and still paying 20% of your income to that church. And what are you getting out of it? Everything is virtual. I just Googled the Israelite Church of God Jesus Christ Baltimore location this morning, and it said permanently closed. How can this be the house of God when you let COVID lead the church?
Okay, this is I put in ICGJC and this popped up, new video, September 10th, 2022. This individual is a member. As you can see, the message to the ICGJC. His site is William Swing. What is it? William Swing. And he's swinging with the truth. Oh, here goes my main man, Creepy Miguel, San Miguel TV. Wow. Congrats on getting out of that place. So I just let you hear a little bit of it. But this is the spirit that led me to this. I'll let you hear some more. Listen up.
Which brings me to this topic. This is going to be a very quick video. But this video, the message in this video, goes out to the ICGJC, also known as the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, of whom I'm a former member. It is currently,
I hope you can hear it,
2022. And as of right now, none of the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ locations have opened back up for the congregates to participate in class. Everything now is done virtual, conference calls over the phone, but no in-person class. You cannot tell me that this is the effects of COVID-19. This is the effects of what happens to a church when a false prophet runs it and then dies suddenly. Y'all did not have a game plan to prepare for if Tazadaki died. This man passed away back in April 1st, 2020, well over 2 years ago. And it wasn't until April 9th, 8 days after his death, that the church managed to muster up enough courage and strength to let the congregation know that Tazadaki had passed away. That was nothing but storm, because they did not expect for him to die. They really did believe he was the Holy Spirit, which he was not. The scriptures tell us that the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, would abide with you forever. It would abide with us forever. But evidently, Tazadaki did not abide with any of us forever, okay? Because he just passed away some 2 years ago. So try to make that make sense. The church is weak. The church is in denial. All y'all have to go off of right now are DVDs that Tazadaki has made, and that y'all make y'all classes from the content that came out on those DVDs. I just called the Israelite Church of God Jesus Christ this morning, headquarters, 1941 Madison Avenue. Took a while for him to answer the phone, but a brother finally answered the phone. And I asked, when was the church going to open back up to the members for in-person sessions, classes, like in times past? You know what he said? He doesn't know. There's no definite date. How long are the current members of ICGJC, how long are y'all going to remain simple and keep paying your tithes to this church? It would be bad enough to pay 10% tithes to this church and you can't even enter it, but y'all are paying 20% tithes. Something that y'all are commanded by men to do, but not commanded by God. The original 10 has always been 10%. That 20% was greed that Tazadaki implemented to get more monies out of the members. Okay, get more money out of the members. And some of y'all are still simple and still paying 20% of your income to that church. And what are you getting out of it? Everything is virtual. I just Googled the Israelite Church of God Jesus Christ Baltimore location this morning, and it said permanently closed. How can this be the house of God when you let COVID ruin your church? COVID took out Tazadaki. I'm gonna tell you this much. COVID might have took out some people, but COVID, for the most part, the ones who get COVID, I've had COVID. Majority of people survive it. How is it that Tazadaki, who's supposedly the comforter, the Holy Spirit in the flesh, how is it that he gets it and dies, where the mass majority of people who get it survive? You mean to tell me God?
Scriptures say in Psalms, was it 91, I believe is the first 10, no plague shall come nigh thy dwelling. So a plague came nigh Tazadaki's dwelling and took him out. And like the individual here speaking said, he got it, but he got over it. He said most people get it and get over it like a flu or a cold.
God couldn't look out for his prophet. A disease that the mass majority of people who got survived, he couldn't ensure that his prophet survived that. He wasn't his prophet. He was a false prophet. Y'all have to stop this foolishness. And I'm not saying it out of anger. I'm not saying it out of malice to be mean or anything or to pick with you. But I'm saying it to open up your mind, to show you all the error of your way and how it doesn't make sense. It is Saturday, September 10th, 2022, and y'all are still not able to go inside the church, inside the buildings to have service. But you keep paying your money so that they can pay the rent. Pay the rent for what? A building that's just going to remain idle? Either relinquish the rights to the buildings or pick back up on your service. But y'all are at a standstill. Y'all are stalled because y'all did not plan for him to pass away. Even when Christ was crucified, the church that he established was still prospering after his death because it was rooted in good ground. It was the church of God. In so much that in one day, that day being Pentecost, which is a high holy day, 50 days after Passover, 3,000 additional members, 3,000 new members entered the church in one day. And that was even after Christ had already been crucified. When the church is rooted in good ground, it does not matter if the leader passes away. That church would still flourish and prosper because God's Spirit is in it. The same things y'all read about, y'all act like y'all ignorant of it. Don't just read the scriptures. Apply that to real life. The real men of the scriptures showed that they was real men of God because of the ability that God gave them. use that to view the world, to see if these people who call themselves pastors in the world are the real deal or not. The scriptures say, try the spirits. But evidently, with false prophecies, and there was a lot of that Tazadakia made, that definitely showed that he was not a true prophet. That he was a false prophet. And y'all are so ignorant in the ICGJC, the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, that y'all would say that I'm blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Which is crazy because Tazadakia is not the Holy Spirit. But y'all believe that. Y'all believe that my fate is sealed and that I'm going to die and I'm going to go to hell and I'm not going to make it to heaven and that I committed the unforgivable sin, which is blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Let me tell you something.
Roman Catholic doctrine, hell, burning in hell, Roman Catholic doctrine. Mary never gave birth to any child. This includes the Lord Yahushua, whom they still call Jesus Christ, and his brothers and his sisters. They were his cousins. Roman Catholic doctrine. That's why the Most High took this man out. Or he's somewhere hanging out with Michael Jackson in Dubai.
Listen and listen real clear. For the sake of argument, for the sake of conversation, even though this would never happen, no way in hell. Let's just say that Judgment Day came, and I had to stand before the throne of God. And God tells me that I should have stayed in the Israelite Church of God, and that Tazadakia was his true servant. You know what I would tell God? I said, God, is that the truth? Tazadakia was your true servant that you chose? Well, you did a piss poor job promoting. That's exactly what I would tell God. If God told me that I should have stayed in the ICGJC and that Tazadakia was his true servant, I would tell God, you did a piss poor job showing us that. Because that man was a joke. But it's just for the sake of conversation. It would never happen. No way in hell, if you read the Bible and compare Tazadakia's action to the Bible, can you actually say that he's a true prophet? He's false. And you members need to wake up. Stop giving your money to this church that evidently isn't doing anything with it. Stop being spooks. Stop being afraid to leave that place. Leave that place and regain your freedom. You're dripping yourself out of a high quality life, as well as the kids that you have, stringing them along through this madness. Get it together. Goodbye, shalom.
Okay, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Yeah, the Spirit led me into putting the ICGJC down, and this popped up. This is the top video that popped up, newest video. Let me do it this way.